What's going on, everybody? Dylan Napoleone with Cage Side Press, joined today by a UFC bantamweight boasting a professional record of 8 wins, three losses, the ferocious Charalampos Grigoriou. How we doing today, man?
Hey man, I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. Very excited to talk to you, man. Thanks for the time. I know you're getting ready for your fight coming up in just a couple months. March 16th, man. How you looking? How you looking this far out? And what's the excitement like for you to make your UFC debut?
Yeah, I'm very excited, man, because it was my dream from the beginning. So uh, now is the time, and yeah, I'm gonna show it to the UFC, you know,
Yeah,
my talent.
definitely. And obviously, with this being your first fight in the with the company with the UFC, this is the highest level of the sport, something that everybody wishes to get to. What are some of the things that you want to prove to the UFC and prove about yourself in your first time out there?
Yeah, first of all, I'm gonna show them my skills, because uh, I want them to know who I am, especially uh, the people in my division.
Yep.
Uh, So I'm gonna show them March 16th who I am, and I'm gonna make my country proud because I'm the only one from Cyprus.
Yeah, definitely. I want to talk to you about that soon too. But obviously, you train with some great bantamweights. You have Aljamain Sterling. You've got Henry Cejudo around you at Law MMA all the time. They're some of the highest level bantamweights. How well prepared do you feel having so much time with them under your belt?
Uh, man, I feel very good. Actually, I have Aljamain Sterling and Merab Valishvili, not
Yep.
Seguro, uh, but and I feel very confident if I train with them. I'm like nobody can stop me.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
great.
so yes, we train really hard and I'm trying to trade with them as much as possible.
Yeah. And when you look at the bantamweight division, obviously you do have Marab, you have Aljamain Aljo making his way up to featherweight now, but obviously two of the best in the game. What comes to mind when you look at some of the rest of the bantamweights in the division? What do you think about the division?
Well, it's a tough division, but I know I can take them. Man. I'm like when I'm watching their fight, I'm like they don't have anything like better than me. So I'm very confident, and I'm gonna show it on March 16th.
Absolutely. You are fighting at the UFC Apex, a very great spot to get your first fight underway. What's the excitement like fighting at the Apex? You excited to go out to the PI and fight out there?
Yeah, to be honest, I wanted to fight in a different arena because I fought there in at the Contender Series.
Right.
Uh, but I'm like, okay, whatever, I don't care, Now I feel more comfortable with the Apex.
Yeah, definitely. I hear you. Yeah, that's cool. You've been there before. You already know the travel stuff. It's kind of like doing it all over again. So probably a good thing for you too. I get it though, wanting to fight outside and get maybe on a pay-per-view or on a
Yeah,
big card, maybe a fight night in front of a lot of people. I got you. I hear you definitely.
yeah. It's all right. It's all right. It's my first fight, so I'm not complaining.
Yeah, that's it, man. Um, August 15th, you came off a huge win, Dana White Contender Series. You got your hand raised in the first round when you beat Cameron Smotherman. He was another bantamweight just like you, coming up on the regional scene, winning belts, taking guys out viciously. You put him out viciously. What was the game plan going into that fight versus Cameron Smotherman?
Finish him. Finish him in the first round. This is what
Yeah,
I
that's what
do.
it was.
This is what I do, man. And I said it to my interview. I'm gonna finish him in the first round, and I did it. And and this is what I do. I want to finish them all. From my 8 wins, I have 6 knockouts, and I'm gonna keep doing it. And this is what I'm gonna do on March 16th because I told you I want to show them my skills, my power.
And you did land. Yeah, your power was huge that night. You landed a beautiful sequence to put him out. Followed up a little bit on the ground. What were some of the things that you saw? What was he doing that let you finish him in that way? Where did you see him opening up?
Uh, to be honest, I was because everybody was talking about his boxing.
Yep.
Uh, but I know my boxing. uh, and I know my power, and I knew that if I touch him, I'm gonna take him down. So uh, this is what I did, and to be honest, the combo that I threw uh, and the straight punch, I didn't even think about it. It was more like muscle memory.
Right.
It came like this. Uh, so this is what I did. I fake the two. I uh, I throw the hook, and
Yep.
I brought him to the straight line with my right. So and I finished it with my right.
Yeah. And as big as that finish was, what you did after was pretty cool too. You immediately went over to Dana White, told him, I'm ready, I'm here. And obviously that night you got your contract, but how special was it to you to get your contract that night? Obviously a first round finish viciously, just like that. Most people are going to get a contract, but you still went over to Dana, voiced yourself. How important was it for the UFC contract to come home that night?
Was very important because to get the win and don't get the contract, I mean, what's doesn't matter, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So I finished him, and I wanted so much to get the contract. That's why I went straight to Dana White because yes, I finished him in the first round, but you never know.
that's
So
it. Yeah.
yeah, and it was my dream, and I'm like, I'm not, I'm not losing it.
Yeah, definitely. I think that was a smart move. Obviously, very respectable move too. But that fight was the fourth fight in a row where you were able to get your hand raised with finishing your opponent as well. This momentum that you've got going is very impressive. Chris Dissanel, you got him out of there in the fifth round. Other fights were done in the first or second. But man, I watched that Chris Dissanel fight last night, and he was super tough. Couldn't put him away. Any one of those shots could have put him out, but he was tough, and you beat him up for 5 rounds. Talk to me a little bit about it, the momentum that you got going. This mindset, this great performance after performance streak that you've been on. How special has it been to your career?
Yeah, it's very special because if you keep winning like that with knockouts, you get more confidence. And for me, because before my four win streaks, uh, I had two losses back to back, and I was
Right.
very like disappointed. And one of my losses, it's from Christian Rodriguez. He's in the UFC now.
Yep.
Uh, uh, so I want to fight him again in the UFC for a rematch. So anyway, I feel very confident now, and I know that I'm gonna get another finish on March. So because I trust my skills, especially my power, man.
Yeah.
And
Your
I and
power.
I yeah, and I know I train with the best fighters in the world and the best coaches in the world.
And
So
when you
nothing can stop me.
I like it, man. When you say that your confidence needed some adjustments, what kind of confidence? Was it just fight week stuff that was getting to you, weight cut, science, stuff like that? What kind of things sharpened up that let you be so dominant these last four fights?
My people and my country because I represent the nation. I present my country. So trust me, they believe in me, they
Yep.
supporting me, and I cannot let them down.
And that brings us to a great point because I of course wanted to speak to you about Cyprus as well. You're the only current UFC fighter. There's been one before you, but now you're the second one to represent Cyprus in the UFC. How special is it to you being the only one? And does it feel like a lot? Because a lot of these other countries, they've got plenty of fighters from their country, but you're the only one. Does it feel like it's a lot, a weight on your shoulders?
Yeah, actually, yeah. Look, I have the support, but I have the weight on my shoulders because I have to prove who I am. I have to make them proud. Uh, but I think the positive things are more than the negative. Uh, Especially with my last fight when I was behind the doors and I was watching my people watching me
Yep.
in Cyprus. They showed my background when I was a kid, and I got very emotional. And I said I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna finish in the first round. So my people, my people, the power and the courage to go to the cage and get the job done.
And when we talk about the people from Cyprus, obviously these are people who are very close and special to you. What kind of things do they need over there in Cyprus to help them become what you're doing right now? You know, make it to the UFC, become great mixed martial artists. What kind of things would help them get to that level?
Uh, they need like more facilities and more like knowledge.
Okay.
Uh, in Cyprus, we have very good striking, very, very good striking. Uh, but MMA, we need more work. That's why I said to everybody they have to leave, they have to go somewhere else in the US, especially in the US. Uh, but we gotta get there. We gotta get there because now, because now I'm in the UFC, I'm
Yep.
trying to open like doors for the new fighters, new people
Yep.
from Cyprus. They wanna change their dreams. This is what I'm gonna try to do. And during my career in the UFC, I'm gonna try to change some things in Cyprus in the MMA world.
Yep. And how does that start? What are some of the most important things that you'd like to fix and change? How do you get involved with that?
I would the first thing I wanna make the people know more about mixed martial arts.
Good start.
The uh, Look, the people under 35 or under 40, they know, all right, they know about mixed martial arts, but people over 40, they don't really know. Uh,
Right.
but now they started to know more and more because of me
Yep.
uh, and the documentary that we did in Cyprus with the UFC.
Yep.
Uh, so it's gonna be huge for Cyprus,
Yeah.
and except except that uh, I wanna make and I wanna make the government to change some things,
Yep.
in the sports because in Cyprus they care about soccer only,
Yeah.
So I'm gonna try to change that.
That's awesome, man. You have a great plan. I think you're the right guy to do it, right? You're gonna you saw how many looks you got from your contender series fight. Now that you're gonna be fighting in the Apex on fight night cards and hopefully pay-per-views in the near future too, man. Your name's gonna keep growing super quick. Those people are gonna keep getting behind you, and man, you keep doing your thing. You should be able to eventually do all the things that you want for the country, and that's a very special thing to do, man. Happy
Yes,
for you.
and I will. Thank you.
Yeah. That's huge for the country. They're gonna appreciate it. But I know a couple weeks ago you were awarded a very special award, the Cyprus Young Professionals Award. You were awarded that by the Cyprus U.S. Chamber of Commerce. Very special, very cool, man. Congratulations.
Yeah,
What
thank
what
you.
was that like? I know you had to give a little bit of a speech and stuff like
Yeah,
that. How was it?
yeah, it was crazy, man. Uh, yes, and I feel very proud. It was an amazing night. Uh, and I loved it because now they know the hard work that I put into it.
Yeah,
Uh, and now with the UFC, more and more people they know about me, especially in Cyprus. Everybody knows me in Cyprus.
yeah.
But that was amazing, man.
How was it giving the speech? Are you good with speaking in front of large crowds or was it a little scary?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
I was okay. Yeah,
that's good.
I prepared my speech like for 2 weeks. I was
Wow.
changing my speech.
Good man. That
So
there you go.
uh but was okay, was okay. I had a little I was a little nervous, but
Hmm.
when you're fighting in the cage, you're not.
Nothing. That's it. Yeah, I definitely I hear you. Um, you know, I know you won the Combat FC Bantamweight title when you fought Chris Disino. That was a cool fight, and you were booked to take on Chris Mutino. I live in New England, so I know a lot about those fights. But you that obviously that fight got scrapped because you got your Contender Series fight. Was it good that the call for the Contender Series came while you were in camp already?
Uh, mm, ye- Actually, look, to be honest, I was waiting for the call. I
Yep.
accepted the fight with Chris Moutinho, but I was waiting for the call. Look, it was completely two different fighters, Chris
Yeah.
Moutinho and Sbothama. Uh, but anyway, they gave me like 4 months for the fight, before the fight. So even if I changed the style, but I had enough time to prepare.
Right.
Uh, yes, but to be honest, I would like to fight with Chris Murillo.
Yeah.
I was very excited, but yeah,
He's on a
when I got
similar track as you right now, man. He's doing pretty good around New England, so you might see him in the UFC cage in 2024 as well.
good, I hope so.
That would be cool, man, to see you guys run it back in the UFC this time.
Yeah, will be fun.
I think he's booked. No, he might not be booked. He's coming off a winner. Yeah, I think he's on like a 3-fight win streak, but I don't think he's booked right now, but he will be booked probably for March or April. So I think that, one or two more good fights around here and he should be right there with you.
Nice, man. Can't
Yeah.
wait. Can't
Yeah.
wait.
That's great, man. Well, listen, I've got a couple more things for you. I want to talk about your team at Law MMA. I know they've changed your game a lot. They've made you the man you are, the fighter you are these days. You came from Cyprus, training MMA, doing this and that over there. How have these guys changed your game? What kind of things have you seen change in your game since joining that team?
From 1 to 10, it was like,
A lot.
uh, yeah, I mean, when I came in the US, I was very good striker, but I didn't have the wrestling and the grappling. But in my gym, I had no choice.
Mm.
So I had to learn. Uh, and now training with them, my wrestling and my grappling, it's in a different level. Uh, so yes, I changed my game like very much, and my style. So and everything is because of them.
Yeah, definitely. And so something that just came to mind for me, man, is Aljamain Sterling got booked. We saw that get announced last night. He'll be taking on Calvin Kattar at UFC 300. Very, very exciting to see him make his way up to featherweight. But man, you guys are fighting about a month apart. Is it going to be you two in camp together? Or are you guys going to be drilling a lot? And how great is that going to be to both be in camp at the same time?
Yeah, it will be great. So that's why I wanna go to Vegas to train with him because now he's in Vegas.
Right.
Uh, this is what I'm gonna try to do to go there, and yeah, it's gonna be fun if we're gonna train together for the fights. Uh, so yeah, let's see, let's
Yeah.
see. Yeah, I have to talk to him actually.
Are Marab and Aljo, are they traveling to all different gyms? Are they starting to do a lot more out in Vegas? What are they up to?
Yeah, it's more in Vegas.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know Marab's been out there for a while. Aljo must have gotten out there a little more recently, but you looking forward? You want to get out there and get some couple weeks in with them out there?
Yeah, yeah, this is what I'm gonna do probably. This is
Yeah,
what
good
I'm gonna
man.
do.
On top of those two, you go out to Vegas, you got so many more guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. This is what I'm thinking.
What gym out in Vegas? I know Marab's been at Syndicate a lot, but what are you thinking?
I don't know because in Vegas I've been in at the UFCPI only.
Yeah.
I didn't try the other gyms, so I think it's gonna be my first time.
Yeah. PI would be
Yeah,
cool too, man.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You get a lot
Let's
of
see.
lot of beneficial things as a fighter there. They take care of you well.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, listen, I've got three more things for you, three questions. Like I said, Aljamain Sterling, Calvin Kattar is booked for UFC 300. You have a lot of experience training with Aljo. What do you think the UFC community is in for when he makes his first fight at 145?
Well, look, I'm gonna go with my with my friend Aljo for the
Yep.
fight, and uh, I think he's gonna do great, man. And he's gonna put the featherweight division in notice. You will see. He's strong. He's long. He's big.
Yep.
Uh, yeah, he's gonna do great. Imagine. I look big, and
Yeah.
Aljo is bigger than me. So
Yeah. I think it's going to be cool to see him not have to make such a crazy weight cut and not have to take so much out of him and kind of be full at 145. I think it's going to be awesome to see him do that. And he's got the
yeah,
size for it, like you said. But then again, we have Merab Dvalishvili. Henry Cejudo is booked as well. What do you think about that fight, Lampo or Pampos?
Merab,
Yeah.
Merab with 100%. Look, I MMA, it's MMA. You never know, but Merab is a machine. He's a machine, bro. I mean, I spar with him, and I know he's a machine. He's not gonna stop. By the way, I don't know. It's three rounds or 5 rounds because he was asking for five.
That's a good question. I think it's three, but I could be mistaken. I don't want to be quoted on that, but
Yeah, yeah. So he's non-stop, non-stop. Look, it's gonna be a fun fight. All
yeah.
right, and
Yeah, I
don't,
can't wait.
yeah, and let's not forget about Seguro. He was a former champion. He's good,
Yeah.
but Merab, he's in a different level because he's crazy.
Yeah, did you see the video of Marab with the teacher teach
Yeah,
him how to say his name, bro? I was laughing a lot, man. That was funny. He's funny, bro. He's very
yeah,
funny. But listen, I got one last question for you. This one is about yourself. When you make your walk on March 16th, this is your very first UFC fight outside of the Contender Series. What can fans expect from you?
knockout in the first round.
Knock out in the
This is
first round.
yeah, this is what I'm gonna do, and if I say it, I'm gonna do it. Uh, this is what I'm gonna do because I wanna finish it with the first round, and then I wanna fight one more fight on May before I go to Cyprus on June. So that's why I wanna be healthy after this fight and fight one more time on May.
Yeah, when I posted that Instagram story last night, your manager messaged me. He said he's gonna get through this guy, then he's gonna stay super active in 2024. So looking forward to being in there a lot, I'm assuming.
Yeah, well, of course. This is what I want to stay active, to get the finish after finish. This is what I want. I'm so excited.
Absolutely, man. Well, listen, I can't wait to see you make that first walk. I appreciate the time this morning, especially before the holiday right around the corner. By the way, have a great holiday. Have a great camp. We'll be in touch, man. You get the job done and we'll do another interview after
Uh,
the fight. All right.
for sure, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you, my man. You have a great day.
You too.
Bye.